episode 6, the mainly wrestling show. We are 3 losers in wrestling shirts. Lissy, before we start, tremendous shirt. We just discussed off air. Show the shirt. This is your best yet. Shout out to the bad guy. Razor Ramon. On this day 26 years ago, him and Kevin Nash powerbombed Bischoff at the Great American Bash. Beautiful. I'm Jack Milner, Lissy, John Jacobs. We're for episode 6. We've been looking at Monday Night Raw from 1999 in previous episodes. However, it's been a lot going on in the last few days, so I thought we're going to mix it up a bit. I feel like Vince with the draft again. And it's time to shake things up again. So we're going to look back at the Smackdown episode from April the 11th, 2002, from Tucson, Arizona. I believe
Tucson.
That's on the West Coast.
Damn it.
Pardon?
Tucson.
Tucson. What did I say? Tuscan.
We already told you.
I don't listen.
We know.
Tucson. Anyway, it's over that way, where it's lots of cactuses. And there's going to be a thread or a theme running through the episode, which, as Cody would say, would be quite apropos. And we'll soon see as the episode goes through. If you're watching on the network, like good folks like John and I in wonderful Europe, it's Smackdown-4503. If you're like the bad guy and on the cock over there, Lissy, where do you go?
Oh my God. You just toggle around God knows where in the episodes of Smackdown on, I don't even know what season. Give me a second. I need to find this season.
Sports presenter in training, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't even find it. Heck? What year are we in? 2001 or 2002?
Good Lord.
2002, April 11th.
Thank you. Jack's fed up with me. So it's Smackdown. We don't usually watch Smackdown. I'm actually really excited for this. It's season 4 on Peacock. And then, of course, April, whatever Jack said.
April the 11th.
April 11th.
I'm going to click play in 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Boom. And yeah, this is we've just had the big draft. If I remember correctly, Vince owns SmackDown. Ric Flair. I'd stopped watching at this point. This was so I've had to go back and watch this kind of retrospectively. Ric Flair's the manager of Raw, owner of Raw. They're just in a draft, and this is where the famous SmackDown 6 come, don't they? Eddie and Chavo, Ray, Edge, Kurt Angle, and Benoit carried the show for 2.5 years.
Well, and this is, I think, isn't this when like they were joint owners? Vince owned half of the company, so that's when they did the brand split. That's how they justified it.
The only thing I remember about this is because I had the video game SmackDown, I think Here Comes the Pain.
Here Comes the Pain.
And this was the Tucson.
This is really
Just
hard for you.
Ignore the C.
There's something that you don't get. Like Lorraine keeps saying, leave the washer machine door open. It smells. But I keep closing it because that's what I've done for 20 odd years as a, adult. And yeah, Jericho was, I remember Jericho moving to Raw by 2003, right? That's when he got the weird fuzzy beard. And did he start like shagging Trish in storyline, or it was like Canadian stuff?
Looks like
Triple H is the undisputed champion.
Kurt Angle, Edge, Jericho, Triple H. Great music as well. This is iconic music.
This is Kurt, 2 months left with his hair. He's going to get shaved bald at King of the Ring, I think, by Edge. Great story on his podcast last couple of weeks ago. He says, for the entire build up to it, Vince had told Edge, "You're getting shaved bald," just to rib him. And then it wasn't until just before he went out in the curtain. Oh yeah, by the way, Kurt's losing. Congratulations, Edge.
Amazing.
Vince, what a guy.
There was a good hair versus hair, a segment at least last night on Dynamite.
Did somebody get shaved bald last night?
Somebody got shaved bald last night.
Really?
Yes.
Oh man, I'm watching. As soon as we finish, I'm watching Dynamite.
All right, I won't ruin it for you.
I know that the Young Bucks became champions. I saw Christian's turn.
How have you existed on the internet today and not seen anything that is a spoiler?
Who?
You.
What do you mean?
You haven't had it. You haven't seen what the hell is? Sorry. You've not seen anything about wrestling all day today?
No, I have. It's hard to. If you're on the internet, you can't not, right? Yeah. So I saw Orange Cassidy come back and like do a thing with the Ospreay.
Okay.
I haven't seen the match. I saw the Young Bucks. I saw the Young Bucks posing with the belts because Dax Howard posted on Instagram like, "Been number one contenders for 7 weeks in a row now. Haven't had a match. We've actually been number one contenders longer than we held the belts." Just throwing that out there. Dax Howard is Wrestler of the Year so far for 2022. JJ, how good was the open? Did he open the show with Will Ospreay?
No, they didn't. I won't tell you what they.
Okay, I thought they'd come out with a banger. And how good was Dax against Will Ospreay?
Yeah, very, very good match. Actually, low-key highlight match, I think, was Britt Baker versus Tony Storm. I mean, maybe that's wrong. Underrated match, because when you've got Dax versus Will Ospreay and then tag team ladder match with Jungle Boy and the Young Bucks, it's hard to be the best match on the show when Tony versus Britt Baker, but that was also a very, very good match.
Because did he have the match at the pay? Was it the pay-per-view? They made a match for the. Oh, I think a couple of weeks ago. It wasn't that great.
It wasn't at the pay-per-view. It was just before for the semi-finals, right?
Semi-finals of the Owen Hart Cup off.
Yeah, and no, it wasn't very good. But this one was a lot better.
We're missing a very intense Kurt Angle, by the way.
Yeah, we are.
Very intense.
He's one of the three eyes, after all.
I mean, what year was this? 2002?
2002. Yep. Intensity, integrity, and intelligence. Your American hero.
He was still using that by then. I feel like it was a little.
Have you seen? By the way, now that I think Kurt 2 or 3 times become general manager just because he gets injured a lot, doesn't he? I don't think he's around this time. 2003 becomes general manager, and 4 and 5. But we'll go into the WWE stories later. But if hypothetically Vince is ousted from power, what do you do? Jeff Jarrett's just been rehired, right?
I mean,
he knows a thing or two about running companies.
He does.
I'm sure during the steroid trial, it was Jeff Jarrett's dad who was set to.
Jerry was brought in as a consultant.
Jerry Jarrett,
as he would run things if Vince was sent to prison.
And
Jeff was hired literally 2 weeks ago as the director of live events.
Climbing.
Or like booking. It was something like booking buildings or whatever. Really weird set of coincidental circumstances. Oh, you know what? Cody's not got a lot to do for 9 months.
I'm fairly sure that
his dad could book.
Vince is going to wriggle his way out of it and be fine. A lot of money, a lot of power, very good lawyers.
It's like if you're a white, very rich guy in America, right? Aged between 60s and 70s, where hired a lot of people. You seem to abuse your power a fair bit.
Shocking.
Common thread. I do like the fact Jerry McDivvie came out and said the relationship was consensual. So what's the issue? That's gone completely under the radar, and I just was stunned. So it's an affair, but she wanted it too. Oh
well, you don't know what his marital situation is. They might have an open relationship.
I mean, I think a lot of times.
Does he make him a bad person? Absolutely. I think it's very unlikely Linda knew about it, but okay.
No,
I mean,
think
no one was surprised, were they? It's not like, oh, Vince misbehaving. What a shock.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I think something like this it sucks, and like, but is anyone actually surprised? Like, I don't hear surprise in anyone's voice at all.
There was just like on Twitter, like last night, Mr. Overrock, I was like, "Fuck! Finally, he's been caught. Blind.
Yeah.
You watched the Attitude Era, right? Him making out with Trish in front of Linda.
Well, like, okay, let's talk about the whole Sable situation. I mean, she left, she sued, she came back in a romance angle with him. Like, what? Come on.
As presumably punishment.
Yeah, like
take on the
what else
boss.
do you-
I'm gonna book you to do things you don't want to do with me.
and you're gonna love it.
That's what he said to JR, right? You're gonna learn. But look at Edge trying to wear these very high heels to make himself look taller.
Oh my God, the high heels.
Land of the Giants at WWF.
The early 2000s were a very weird time for fashion.
Well, they were saying like Jericho when he first joined, he would wear Curtis sweating like a nun at a cucumber store there. Jericho would wear like lifts in his shoes, which I don't really know what they are. I presume it's like big heels.
No, lifts they're an insert that you put in the shoe.
Okay.
That it gives you like an inch or two probably.
Yeah. He added
or
that
you can, I mean, you could also like modify or adjust your shoes so that the heel is a little thicker. But like, I mean, he's not the tallest guy, so
probably wanted to like 5'9", 5'10".
Yes. So you probably wanted to blend in.
You had to be 6 foot or bigger to get over in the WWF. So yeah, you think he wore them for the first couple of weeks, and I think everyone called him a loser, so he kind of stopped after that. I really want to watch that hair match now. In the words of Lissy, don't say it.
I
don't say it.
I just work here.
I do that with George now. It's hilarious. Don't drop it. Don't drop it.
This is fine.
Edge here looks so young. So young.
Can we just discuss that the fashion choice here?
I just said the early 2000s were dark times, man.
But what even is this?
Is it leather trousers?
It's a bit rocker type, right? Rocker, not really indie, but
I wouldn't say that.
How would you describe your fashion sense, John?
What fashion sense?
I was going to say what dad life.
So really,
you'll see me walking around in a pram in Gibraltar, which most often some kind of sporting shorts, whether it be rugby, cricket, or football, and a wrestling t-shirt.
Yeah, relaxed dad vibes. That's what we'll call it.
Do what you got to do to get through. Another breaking story we haven't touched well. Lissy.
Yes, sir.
Sasha Banks, has she been released?
I don't know. I saw a developing
story. Is it a work,
story.
Brother?
I saw a developing story last night.
Yeah, Raj Giri has said that she has, and he's basically like said, if I'm wrong on this, then don't trust me with any breaking news ever. Essentially, putting his reputation on the line. I haven't seen anyone else be able to confirm it, but he's gone pretty big with it, so it makes sense. I mean, it's not a big surprise, is it? Obviously, it could be huge loss for WWE if she decides to stay in wrestling. Even if she doesn't go to a competitor, it's still a huge loss to their women's division. Like
somebody commented saying, I can't believe that they didn't ever once publicize the fact she was in was it the Mandalorian?
Yes, yeah.
I don't know what that is. I presume it's like Star Wars, Star Trek.
Yeah, she's into that sort of
big franchise, right? But they didn't mention it once because they hate if you go and do something and get successful on your own without the machine resentful. You should need us, pal.
I mean, I think like for the Sasha situation, it's like we talked about it. I feel like they took it too far on like the subsequent shows. You don't need to like bury someone so deeply like on a commentary. Like that was annoying. But also let's just be realistic. Like I saw some stories about that her attorneys have been working on her release for like weeks now. This everything that's happening in wrestling right now, like none of it's really surprising me. But what I would hate is to see her leave and then not be appreciated somewhere else, or like not get the push that she deserves. Because I think she's a great worker and she's super talented, and I mean she's from Boston like me. So what are you gonna do?
I mean, if she goes to AEW, they build that women's division around her. Surely, like there's no way that they can't.
That would be the only way, because, but unfortunately, I mean, they haven't had a signing of someone of Sasha Banks' caliber, right? But
wow, not in the women's division. Let me just track this because you talk about 3 years, and So you go back and look at SmackDown around this time, it's just solid wrestling without necessarily the hoopla of Raw.
Yeah. It's funny because, like, would you guys argue now, especially today, is SmackDown the A show?
It's on Fox, right?
Oh,
it's
no. If you asked me like a year, 18 months ago, then yeah. But recently, like, I just feel like SmackDown are spinning their wheels, right? Like,
well, Roman's not anywhere.
Yeah, Roman's not there. You can take like 2-3 weeks off, come back, and like nothing's changed. It's just the same silly thing.
Off the top. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the fact that SmackDown's on network TV gets. But have you seen the Dynamite rating for last night is horrendous.
Yeah, but really? SmackDown has always been on network TV.
761,000 and a 0.28 in the demo.
I just don't get it, man. Like, you've got Will Ospreay versus Dax. You've got a Jericho hair versus hair match. You've got a tag team ladder title match that between like two of the most talented teams in the world right now.
So I know they've been you basically have the opportunity to create these unbelievable dream matches that nobody ever thought was possible, and you're not doing it. You're trying to be too fancy.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because, you know, they're not going to have CM Punk. They're not going to have Bryan Danielson. They probably won't have Adam Cole. I know he's injured. Danielson's injured. I don't know if he'll be back for it. Omega's still injured? Question mark. They said last night Okada won't be there. So
whoa. So that Okada won't be there?
Yeah, so Okada lost his title match to Jay White, right? At Dominion.
Yeah,
so
you can't have Adam Page come out and say I want Okada. And then
no, he said he wanted the title. So he wanted to fight Okada for the title. Now he came out this week and said, right, I didn't obviously think that Jay White was going to win it, or that was an oversight on my part, but now I want a match with Jay White for that same title.
The line he used was, give me Okada.
Yes, I know. I understand.
So in my head, I'm thinking, and the crowd went nuts, right?
Yeah, you're going to call out whoever has the belt. I think that's the idea. It's like, like if you're like, oh, give me Roman, like you're obviously going after the belt. You're not saying give me
what I want.
Yeah.
That's another one, right? Dave Bautista got no, almost like kudos from the powers that be for going and becoming like a huge film star.
It's weird though, because I remember when Rock left, and you know, when he would do like The Mummy or The Mummy Returns, whatever he did, like his first films, like they would talk about that. They'd be like, they would talk about that. But like these days, the brand has to be way, way bigger than any of their stars, right? Yeah. So they don't ever want their stars to get to a point where they're bigger than the brand, like what happened with Rock or Austin at certain times, because they realize that when those people go, which at some point they have to, then they're screwed, right? So it has to be.
I think that's part of that is why they're kind of weaning down from Roman, right? Because they don't want the company to be built around one guy who then just fucks off.
Both belts on him. And he's not on any show, if that's the idea.
Tajiri gets the win.
Good job,
The thing is with that as well, like the issue is that they've built Roman Reigns, but they've not built anyone up to his level. They got lucky that they've got Cody Rhodes, who is at that level, like came in as a ready-made star, but they're not. They build up other people to his level. Then if they don't have Roman Reigns, or if Roman takes some time off, there's still some star power. Now, without Roman, without Cody, it's like, who else is there?
It's like, okay, Randy's gone. Drew McIntyre.
Hold that thought, Lissy. Let's track this because something good might happen. I know how to use this.
Taz, he's talking in Japanese. Taz, like, I can't believe it. They've got The Rock in the Scorpion King on the front page of their WWE magazine.
Just to prove your point, JJ, that they're plugging at The Rock there as a film in the background.
Yeah, but guys, The Rock wasn't a big star back then. Like
he was.
He was a big
wrestling
star, but he wasn't a global brand and a global name.
He hadn't crossed over into the mainstream like Stone Cold.
You know,
Yeah.
Right. Like, he was still Dwayne The Rock Johnson now. Now people just Dwayne Johnson him,
Yeah, but they understood then that putting over the fact that he was this Hollywood crossover star was beneficial to them. Like this guy who's now a Hollywood star.
He got the rub from being, hey, look, our guy over there in Hollywood.
Now, okay, Sasha's in a Star Wars spin-off on Disney. They don't want to talk about it. So
that'd be like us when, look at Lissy over there. Big time Liss. Hey.
What have I done? I'm sorry, what?
We support our girl over on CC Dub.
Absolutely.
You guys are fools. No, but this is the thing. What?
Hype Squad.
Turn it up.
Oh, I'm like, who's coming out? Scotty.
What a guy.
Scotty's
JJ,
still on the road.
Were you making these moves last night at 3:30 in the morning?
Say again?
I said, were you making those sort of moves last night at 3:30 when you still up watching wrestling?
No, I was not very mobile at that point.
He messaged us, and I'm like, you are up really late.
Yeah, I think so the maker's like 3:59. What a fucking world-class episode of Dynamite. Sorry,
I know, I'm like, where has John Jacobs been?
I got to like 1:15 and I was gonna stay up and I thought, I need to go to bed.
Yeah, I got in at about 2:20 and I was like, okay, if I load up Dynamite now, I can watch it and basically skip all of the adverts and just get through it. So
good shout that.
I love that for you.
One of the OG referees here, by the way, Jimmy Corderas. What a guy.
Jimmy.
I did not love it for me when I woke up at 7 a.m. on 3 hours sleep, but
Yeah, that was my thoughts. I was up with him at half. We do the split thing, so she'll do the morning, she'll do the night feed, and then I'll be with him first thing. She gets a bit more sleep. So they can do if I stay up till 4 and then I'm up at 7.
Killer.
But JJ, you are clearly a man of who loves pain, so Hey, by the way, George has his first day settling in next week at Midtown Harvard. Tell Seb to be nice.
I think he cut out a bit, or maybe my internet cut out. I didn't hear what you just said.
I think it's you, JJ.
No, is it? Sorry. Okay.
Jack
what did I do?
Still here. Nothing. Just JJ couldn't hear you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just John.
John? King John III?
It just doesn't come out right when I go to call him John. John.
See, what did you think of the Platinum Jubilee celebrations? We've not spoken since.
You know what?
The weekend celebrating our Queen.
We spoke last week. We don't need to do this.
I'll tell you what, I don't really remember much from last week. I was shit-faced. Do you know, Joseph has sent it back, and I'm not even going to dare watch it.
Well, you guys had a long weekend. A long weekend at that.
Whenever my mother's over, it's a very long weekend.
And it's is it?
Right, so I'm just going to download this and put it on our channel. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Mainly Wrestling, and this is I'll send it in the WhatsApp group how he's labelled that. But yeah, there you go. I think last time we recorded we're on 868.
Scotty is an absolute genius to get this worm thing over. He's just got himself a job for life, right? He can just show up at any independent show, do 2 minutes of wrestling, pull off the worm, and we'll just get a huge pop.
Who's Scotty?
Yeah.
He's back on the road. I told you. He had another run in him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Scotty too hot. He resigned 2 months ago as a
because he's
trainer.
back outside.
But now he can go to anywhere basically and just get a nice payday.
It's all about connecting with an audience, wasn't it? Do something that will see. And my cousin could do it, so we would be watching wrestling, and I'd be the guy taking the bump, whatever, and he's just doing the worm. W.
LOL. I'd be the guy taking the bump.
Which, if you look back and you think that was the most stupidest thing ever,
but it was cool.
But it was over.
It was cool as hell. Him, Rikishi
and Kevin Nash must have done more for Fubu sales than any marketing campaign.
Listen, these outfits, like
Fat
what did I
wear.
just say? Early 2000s, the fashion was dreadful.
Oh wow, Rikishi was nowhere near with that kick.
Do you know what the sad thing was? He launched this clothing brand, and then I think it was like 2 weeks later when he revealed that he did it for The Rock, and it's like
Really?
absolutely ruined his sales, right? Because
I'm gonna
he's
say
a
The
massive
Rock came out and
babyface.
basically buried in the weekend. I did it for The Rock. I did it for the. Oh, shut your mad thong wearing fatty. That was it then. Finished.
Yeah, he got smashed up by Steve Austin in Austin's return match. Then he got smashed up by The Rock in the next pay-per-view.
And the Hell in a Cell where
And then
Undertaker
the Hell
threw
in
him
a
off onto the
Cell.
big car, a big truck of straw, wasn't it? Like, what the fuck's this?
Do you know what they said there as well, right? Like, I remember that spot, and it was like a proper thud when it came down, right? But because he like landed in, I don't know, hay basically, I don't think that the bump got the respect it deserved. And they said that they removed the suspension from that truck, so there was like no bounce in it. So he just went hard onto that wood.
JJ, hold that thought because chairman of the board is back.
Well, folks, coming up next, we'll hear from the...
Oh, I shouldn't laugh. I really shouldn't laugh, but you think...
Yes, you think everything's hilarious. Oh my God, I am today days old. Remembering that she was an interviewer.
Oh, it's Maven.
By the way, watching this, happy birthday, Chuck Palumbo.
I
remember watching WCW, right, in 2000. I thought he's going to be a huge star.
Well, I mean, they...
Like his birthday yesterday, Chuck Palumbo was 50-1, and he will always be now remembered as being in a gay tag team that WWE took the piss out of.
That's what I was going to say. Like, this would never happen today.
Would never happen.
It can't, because just, I mean, this was 20 years ago. Like, the fact that they thought this was funny. Remember they married?
Do you remember they built to a wedding? Listen, do you remember they built to a wedding between the two of them?
Yes, and there was
then
like
they ended up like getting support of. There's like a gay rights organization.
Yeah.
It was brilliant that they're celebrating this adventure.
They sent a gift. They sent a wedding gift. They sent a wedding gift. This alliance sent a wedding gift, and yeah, they just mugged them off.
And then the guys go, "Whoa, we're not gay. What are you talking about?"
Dreadful.
Hulk, by the way, is absolutely ripped here still. JJ, can we hear your best Hulk Hogan impression?
No. Who's the interviewer? Anyone?
Isn't it Charmel?
I thought it was Queen Charmel, but I didn't want to say in case that sounded.
Yeah, okay, all right, fine. All right, we're all on the same page.
No, this was like,
I thought she was taller though.
When I remembered that.
I thought she was taller, but then you remember Hulk's like 6'4", 6'5".
I didn't want to say it was Queen Charmel and then be wrong, and then it's all black people at the same kind of situation. So.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, it's either Queen Charmel or someone who looks very much like her.
Also, she is jacked. Like,
look at Hulk's biceps.
They're actually called pythons. They're called pythons, Jack.
24-inch pythons at that.
Yeah.
Also, Jericho is wearing almost a Harlem Heat.
Do you know what? Right, you said earlier about this fashion around the era. I remember so many people wearing that type of shirt. And right,
those shirts.
If you went down any market in England in some dodgy town, you'd find that for about £12.
I was going to say a tenner. Yeah, tenner at the market. So many kids wore that. I say kids. Like, I was 2002. I'm 14 here.
I definitely had one of those kind of shirts at some point. My brother said that I should buy because it would look cool, and I never
very
wore
bright
it.
ginger hair, so I wasn't allowed to get anything that had orange in.
Did you have Genco jeans though? Because the Hulkster did, brother.
I don't know what that means.
Let me tell you something, brother.
You didn't see? I sent you guys it in the group chat last night.
Oh, those pants, yeah.
Those dreadful pants.
JJ will
yes.
JJ won't even acknowledge your post, Lissy.
No, I did see it, but obviously I was quite drunk at that point, so.
You're more of an Instagrammer. I'm more of a tweeter.
Tweeter.
Tweet. Why is that tickled you?
I don't know. It was just a cute word.
Yeah, I don't. Again, I remember nothing of this era. I'd stopped watching. I was giving up, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm 14. I'm nearly 15. I should kind of stop this wrestling shit now. You know.
No, you shouldn't.
Kind of like a teenager. I know what I'm doing with life. Don't any of that silly kid shit. 20 years later, here we are.
You're still here. Well, the Hulkster was about 48 here, brother. And
have you guys ever realized that the home button on Twitter is actually a birdhouse?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I was today days old. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sure there's some other people watching this that will be like, oh, wow, I never noticed that. Yeah. Little birdhouse. Very cute.
Thank you. And yeah, Dynamite 761,000. Oh, there are some WWE trolls in that in those replies.
It's a shame because it was a good show, but you know they've been in a bit of a lull recently. So,
the comments I don't know why it was low because the show's good.
Can I also chime in here, guys?
You may,
yeah.
As Peter would say, I'm sorry, but I really think that people will be surprised at how little the average wrestling fan cares about Japan wrestling.
No, that's true. But even still, like, I mean, I don't watch New Japan, right? But I still heard the name Will Ospreay.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
So it's
because you're a real fan.
Hey, big fan of No Contact Slayer as well. Shout out to Will Ospreay.
No, and it's not about...
Okay, but you've got something for everyone, right? Like, if you're just a casual fan who likes the big names, okay, Jericho might get a head shake. If you know, I like the high flying stuff. Well, you've got the Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express in a fucking ladder title match. Like, that's pretty crazy. Like, I don't know. So even if you're not into the New Japan stuff, I do agree with you though. Like, I think a lot of people do maybe overestimate how much a casual fan is interested in it. But for me, if I'm a casual fan that watches AEW, I'm not going to go, oh, I'm not going to watch that because I don't know who Will Ospreay is.
Yeah.
I'm still going to watch if I watch regularly. It's not going to stop me from
However,
watching.
You're more likely to tune in if you know CM Punk's on the show or Bryan Danielson's on the show.
Of course, yeah.
Kenny Omega's on the show.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. No, it's unfortunate because these are big stars. The stars coming from New Japan, but just it's weird because I think think about like how if you are an AEW fan, is more than likely you probably grew up watching WWE because you had less options, right? Japan is painted as this foreign, separate entity of wrestling. Like they don't say the company name. They're just like, oh, he wrestled all over the world in Japan and whatever.
When Cody came back, right? He's been around the world for 6 years wrestling. He went and found it.
It's always that all over the world in Japan and whatever. So it's just like it just seems so far off and so foreign, and you don't realize that that's actually where some of the best wrestling in the world is. But the casual fan, I don't think that they're really going to have that connection.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, I get it. And look, they are missing their 3 biggest stars, right? So,
oh my god, that's a great meme.
In terms of if you say Hangman, CM Punk, and Bryan Danielson are their biggest stars.
Hangman?
Oh, sure. But
someone's got a meme of the Godfather, right? Saying to the Undertaker, "I know you like hoes." And someone says Vince McMahon and Johnny Ace. Vince McMahon and Johnny Ace at the last board meeting.
Dear God, let it go.
The memes are just tremendous. Can you imagine? There's people who, like us, how much more fun would we have had with wrestling if you could tweet, well, maybe not, tweet stuff during the Monday Night Wars?
I don't know.
People would just be moaning about everything though, wouldn't they?
It was already edgy enough back then. I do miss the days when we just knew what we knew. You read a magazine here or there.
You weren't smart.
I read the magazine every week.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You read a magazine here and there. You don't even know who these people's real names are, I thought
it was so funny I found out, wait a minute. Michael Heckingbottom. Heckingbottom. Nah.
I hate you. Why does it always have to be Sean first?
Leave him alone. See, it doesn't have to be Sean first. I was the first to sell all my shares. So, you know, the fact of the matter is, I played the
Someone
game.
dropped my laptop.
Hey, he knew the share price was coming down. What a guy. Allegedly. Yeah. He's got Jerry McDivitt. Even TK referenced him, didn't he? In his version of a pipe bomb. Even the Friday night was, ask Jerry McDivitt because we fucking beat him. Fucking beat him on a Friday.
Well, there were no Friday night wars. I just want to be very clear about this.
Crystal.
Did I miss them? Because I didn't notice.
I didn't see one.
Madness.
Do you know what? I've been trying to be very good. I've made very few memes about this because I wanted to see how sensitive the topic was, but I think it's now just like a given. You can say what you want, can't you? The internet's
The free for all. Go ahead.
rife for it. In these old files, I've got Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns in a minute.
Guys, we have a great classic match going on. Two Canadians.
Tell us what's going on. Let's explain for the fans out there.
I don't fucking know.
Do you know what? Two people who are still going, active wrestlers to this day.
There. I love
20
that.
20 years later.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
You're welcome, Elizabeth.
I mean, realistically, it's like saying, realistically, are these, so on this whole card, are these guys two that are still full-time active?
Right, what, in 2002?
From today?
Yeah. There's probably not that many.
Well,
like full-time.
Hurricane Helms, I think he was let go as a producer, wasn't he? I think he still works on the indies. Tajiri, I had no idea about Tajiri. I've not seen him or heard him mention it.
I mean, if you're talking about people that were in WWE that are still active, then no, but you've still got the likes of AJ Styles, CM Punk, and Brian, who were active in 2002 in the indies and still going now, right?
Yeah. Well, these guys were at the top back then and still at the top now.
Yeah. I mean, Christian, Matt Hardy.
Oh, do you know what as well? I did watch. I saw a clip of Christian just with Jungle Boy's mom.
It happened.
You raised a piece of shit.
It happened.
Yeah, you can tell me one thing. I saw I'll always notice about the Impaler, right? Did he do that? Did he do that in the match to cost him the titles, or was it after the match?
No. Yeah, it was after the match.
See, that makes more sense, right? You're a loser. Fuck you. I've had enough of this.
Exactly. So Luchasaurus had basically been thrown off the ladder inside the ring to the outside through two tables, was completely taken out. Christian was checking on him after the match, goes in the ring to help Jungle Boy out, and then changes his mind, gives him the kill switch and the concerto, and that was that. And it's like, it makes sense because he's not got too many years left. I'm talking kayfabe, right? You know, he's got the last few years of his career. He's decided to spend it like mentoring this kid, and the kid turned out to be a fucking loser in his mind, right? So it makes sense that he would be angry. And yeah, the lines, Mike, you can't stand there when, I mean, Mike should know better than this, right? You see that? Just right there in the corner. Even I.
Can we just say as well, this is, all right, okay. I'm gonna say, if that's a sharpshooter, that's disgrace. He's tapping.
What is this? A Texas
That was like a modified Texas cloverleaf. I don't remember him ever doing that.
I was having anxiety when he was setting it up. I'm like, this doesn't look like a sharpshooter.
This is the word. This is like a sharpshooter done by Natty Nightout.
Do you know what though? So obviously I watched Dynamite Live last night for a rare one, and as soon as the Young Bucks grabbed the titles, I switched it off. So I didn't even see the Christian turn. I was like, okay, match is over. I'm going to go to bed, kind of thing.
You missed it.
And I still was like, that was an awesome show. So then add that onto the end of it. It's good.
And I guarantee none of the selling in that match will be good as Mike Chioda's here.
Two.
Honestly, Mike doesn't get enough credit.
I mean, isn't it nice when you're just waiting for someone to turn on someone and it finally happens?
Yeah, I've been waiting for Dominic
It's more the fact
Dominic to turn on Ray for about 3 years.
And there's been that deluxe, and Christian is so much better as that horrible bastard.
It was last week when he basically volunteered them for this match when they didn't want it. And he's gone in and gone like, oh, we're going to have would have been a triple threat ladder match. And Jungle Boys are like, wait, what? Why did you do that? What's going on here?
Shocking.
Right, but the thing is, now, the Bucks are champions.
Yes.
You've got to get the belts on FTR, right?
No. They've got the Ring of Honor belts.
FTR should have all the belts.
So, reportedly, they were going to put the belts on the Hardys.
Fuck off.
Yes.
Fuck off. No
that
way.
Would riot if that
way.
happened.
I'm just telling you what Sean Ross Sapp and others are reporting. That was the plan. So before
Edge is getting manhandled it. Oh,
sorry, Edge.
Yeah, before last night's Dynamite, there was a report that they were going to put the belts on the Hardys, but obviously plans changed once they got removed from the match. But that they were now planning to put the belts on the Young Bucks, whether that would be at last night's Rampage as it was, or at some point down the line. And
the Hulkster's here, brother.
So.
I think Hulk Hogan and Edge become tag team champions, don't they, around this time?
Yes, they do, and it's like a boyhood dream because Edge watched him at the Superdome.
Hogan Warrior, right? Yeah.
Come on. I mean, how cool? I mean, that is really cool, though. Realistically,
just say Hulk's save there was horrendous. Jericho basically threw himself into the wall.
The Hulkster's there, brother.
Well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene.
Are we going to talk about it, or are we not going to talk about it?
Jeff, I mean,
it's all yours,
there's not really much more you can say, is there? Like, it's again, we all gonna wish him the best. I imagine he's someone that we've all watched for a long time. You don't like to see anyone like going through a bad time. He's obviously struggling, but I personally don't want to sit here and speculate about any of it. To be honest, just send him our best wishes.
Very good, right here.
But if you guys do have something you want to say, feel free.
No, that's exact. These are my exact sentiments.
Yeah,
that's called big dick energy right there from the chairman of the board.
Look at this guy. This fucking guy. If that line is applicable to anyone, it's for him.
Do you think TK? What do you think TK's opinion is of Vince McMahon?
Fucking hates the guy. Guaranteed.
No, actually, I don't think so at all. I think this is his goal. These are his goals.
No, I think he hates him.
Think so.
Hates him.
Guess what? You hate him because you probably want to be like him. I think.
Yeah, I'm saying he probably hates the style of wrestling, hates the product, hates the way he does business. Sure. And I think there's a little bit of jealousy in that.
Yes, I definitely think that.
We whatever the best wrestling in the world, the best wrestlers on this planet on free TV every week, and they still get more ratings, and they still more shares.
So I think that at whatever scale, he's probably like, oh, how old is TK? Late 30s?
He's probably about 38.
Late 30s, early 40s.
Okay, right. What was Vince doing at that time? I'm sure he's following Vince's trajectory
he gets 40 in October.
To line himself up with him. Absolutely.
Vince kind of stole the company from his dad on his deathbed, but that's a different story. I mean,
the thing is,
TK launched his company from.
Hold on though, but
his dad was ill, and his dad built the company first, and then he came in and you promise you won't. You'll honor this commitment to the promoters. Yeah, Castle.
No, he said it himself. You know what I like about Vince? One thing about Vince. He's going to be like, yeah, I fucked this person over. I fucked that person over. And I don't care. Look
at this. Vince is trying to find a personal assistant / secretary. So.
This is like a 7-minute segment, so we can't track it all. But obviously, the payoff at the end is probably worth maybe.
This is who I would choose.
The birth of one of the most famous memes of all time.
Yeah, of course.
But the fact that she's got glasses with the, I don't know what you call that.
What with the kind of strap hanging? I don't know what it is.
It's like librarian vibes.
Yeah. Let's track it. Tracking it there because you know what happens next. But I just love the personal assistant who takes dictation. Yeah.
It's happening. Shocking.
Here she is.
Vince's facials, though. Like, I mean, nobody better, ever.
There's a 7-year-old boy with a massive sign saying, "I came to see Stacey."
Look at her legs. Can you blame him?
And her theme is available now on Forcible Entry.
He's got legs. Oh, the slow motion shot.
Forcible entry. Ironic.
Hit the brakes,
No,
Tux. This is my job. Can anyone point out there that this is supposed to be an interview, right? Vince's first line there was, "You're very attractive."
Yes.
Listen, he went for a job interview and that was his first line. Like, okay.
That would be my cue to exit.
Exactly.
I thought that would be my cue to do the Stacey.
You know, it's funny. I think it's because like she had to do like so much stuff with her legs and whatever. But Stacey always wore the worst shoes. Have you noticed?
Yeah, like proper frumpy. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, they're a bit frumpy. Yes. Oh my God.
He did that a lot. The hands down to the ankles, shimmy up.
He just, oh gosh. Get back in the chair.
Nothing happened.
Such silly shit, right? People say, "Why do you watch wrestling?" This stuff's really funny.
It is funny. I mean, it's right on the line, but it's entertaining.
Oh no, it's over the line. You're hired. We know.
I think I'm going to bring this clip back over the socials. It'll do good numbers.
Good timing.
Man, that just become a personal assistant. I mean, what's someone going to do to become a paralegal?
Yeah, and she could quite easily double her salary pretty quickly, I feel like.
And the time when a lot of people were getting cut. I'll tell you what as well, if Nia Jax were to go and offer an interview, she would get a fortune.
Wow.
I think there might be a call from Stamford, Connecticut saying, "How much do you want to not talk?"
To shut up.
But the problem is there's so many people who must have known details about what was going on, so they can't gag them all, can they?
Well, he's tried. They've tried.
Sure. Yeah.
The problem is, right, it's the fear, right, of being, you speak now, you're blackballed. Like, I think that thread I sent you guys about these other scenarios, everyone who's spoken out of anything that might have or allegedly happened, never went there again.
Yeah, but guys, let's remove wrestling from the setting, because I think wrestling is a little bit behind the times, right? When we're talking about this sort of situation, this is not new in the workplace. This has been happening.
A lot of industries.
Yeah, like for years and years, especially like corporate settings, whatever, like you get blackballed, they might not fire you. They'll put you in the mailroom or somewhere that's going to make you miserable and make you want to quit or whatever. And then that's just what it is, right? Same thing with this. Like this, the problem with wrestling is that like it's not regulated. Really, it falls into that gray area of like sports entertainment, right? So they have been able to get away with a lot of stuff that maybe more organized, corporations or sports haven't been able to. And guess what? Look where we are now. That's my 2 cents.
That's 2 cents. I'd like to know, this is the debut of Reverend Devon on the April 11th, 2000. So this is just after the draft and the split the Dudleys up.
You know what? I'm gonna go here. Guys, it's not new, JJ. I know you and I, we always talk about how, oh, they break up a tag team and they don't really like do anything with them or whatever. The best part of this run for Reverend Devon is that they aligned him with Batista, and then Batista eventually became who he was. Who he is,
Deacon Batista, yeah.
Yeah, Deacon Batista, excuse me.
What is a deacon?
You don't know what a deacon is?
No.
Like a member of the church.
I presume it was
like,
something religious, but we don't have deacons out here.
Yeah,
we
do. We have deacons in England.
Oh, wow.
Yes. It's kind of like an elder position in the church.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they were put back together, I think, 18 months later, I want to say. I mean, even this Survivor Series, it was a Survivor Series at Madison Square Garden. So it might have been 2002, maybe 2003, but yeah, they realized
certain teams. You're just like, just don't break them up. What's it for? They'd already been tag teaming for like 10 years at this point. They are ingrained in each other's DNA. Same thing with, okay, go ahead.
Sorry, no, go on.
I was just going to say oh, sorry. Which one? You go. I was going to say like another tag team that like they've been together for so long and I don't want to see them break up is the Usos. Like they're brothers. They have been, such an integral part of the tag team division for so many years. It's like, don't break them up. Like I hated when they kind of had that tension between the two of them because I'm like, if you break them up, what's really going to come of one without the other? Like they're just so, they're a unit. It's cohesive. They don't need to break up.
But I think in this era, so they had Edge and Christian, obviously, and, they split them up and Edge went on to become a huge superstar. The Hardys, Jeff Hardy went on to become world champion or heavyweight champion. And then, I don't know, I guess maybe they thought, okay, the Dudleys we can potentially do the same with, but it just didn't happen for whatever reason. Like both of them have the ability to be good single stars, but it's just the way that they do things. They just love breaking up tag teams. But then saying that, you've got Christian here and you've got Matt Hardy here, who are both just with in this Jobbers crew doing some kind of backstage skit. So
not the Jobbers crew.
A lot of Hall of Famers are there. Mark Henry, DDP, Ron Simmons, Trevor Guerrero. You said Jobbers.
Who's the one in the yellow?
I can't see properly.
This is did they have Mark Henry to like move a truck, right, or move the limo?
This is when they were having him do like freak of nature strength stuff.
But they're saying like he tried this 4 or 5 times. I think he mentioned Bruce Pritchard mentions it, and then they just got him so wound up that he did it no problem. This was like he said like we can do like work the car or bring something in lighter in. No, I can do it, no problem.
Yeah, maybe Jobber's crew was a bit extreme, but
you're saying Jobber's crew because Funaki's there.
No, these are all people right now who are like mid-card, lower mid-card that they don't really have anything specific for, and they've just pulled them out for this skit, right? That's all it is.
Just looking through, you mentioned there's a lot going on. So somebody found a clip of like on WWE 2K. You can do a showcase mode, which is people's, wrestlers' best matches, whatever. And someone's found Rey Mysterio versus Batista from 2005, and they've blurred Mike Chioda's face out.
No, they haven't.
How bizarre! That's so weird.
And they have to blur it out because if they haven't got permission or the approval for the talent, they just blur the referees' faces. So they've done it with any match involving Jimmy Corderas. They've done exactly the same.
Are you kidding me?
No. Rather than pay them, it's $10,000 to use your face in this video game. Nah, blur his face.
These are guys that have been with the company
35 years. He was worked at there. Nick Khan is a savage.
Madness. That is sick.
But you know what they say, Lissy?
But they do.
It's so funny because if you look at all these people that was trending, like Johnny Ace and Kevin Dunn. I mean, if Kevin Dunn is found guilty of insider trading, that's him finished as well.
Well, they were saying that because he's not on the board of directors, he wouldn't be he's not bound by the same rules that the directors are as regards to insider trading, right?
Kevin Dunn stole. Yeah, but I know. But I'm saying it doesn't look good, JJ.
No, of course.
I mean, he's still
sold
privileged. He has
15,000
privileged
shares.
knowledge.
He sold 15,000 shares on Friday to get him $1 million.
Yep. Yeah, knowing that the share price is going to tank.
That's. They always say like there's no such thing as coincidences in business. It's just. I saw another thing. It's like WWE bought Dark Side of the Ring, so they don't do a show on this in a few years. Plausible.
Do you guys remember Maven? He won.
I remember that the shock when he threw the Undertaker at the Rumble, right? Because he was a tough enough guy.
Yes, that was a big deal. And then for Maven, we haven't really seen any. Is he still wrestling? Let me look him up.
Yeah,
let me do something. You guys know I just usually sit here and look cute, but I don't do a lot. Let me do what Jack usually does. Maven.
Do you know who I remember? What was the guy's name? Something Puder? Was it Daniel Puder?
Wow.
Do you remember him? He won Tough Enough season 2 or 3, I think.
If you're watching at home, by the way, 1 hour and no minutes and 10 seconds, 11 seconds, 12 seconds. It's Al Snow Maven versus the World Tag Team Champions Billy and Chuck with Rico.
You know what? I forgot about the Daniel Puder too. Thank you, JJ.
That's what I said. There you go. And he got destroyed by Hardcore Holly in the Royal Rumble, didn't he?
Yeah.
So basically got his ass handed to him.
I do recall that. Okay, so Maven is retired as of 2016.
What's he doing now?
Oh wow. Maven was an account executive with the Brooklyn Nets basketball team until September 2019.
Pretty cool job.
Apparently, as of 2021, he stated in an interview that he now works in finance, specifically on Wall Street.
Oh, I've heard of that.
I've been there a time or two.
Get you.
Well, this is kind of like very like apropos because like Al Snow was their coach, right, on the show.
Yeah.
That's two apropos in the same podcast. This is going very highbrow. I think one of us is getting a neck tattoo now.
Will you stop?
Two.
And Rico, that was his name, right? Rico.
So again, I listen to Cornette's podcast quite religiously. He's a bit mental, but he's very funny. And he says around this time, so he's running OVW. Rico was apparently brilliant. They gave him the sideburns and they turned him into the manager of Billy and Chuck. He was devastated. Rico's got a bit of size to him as well. He could talk. And made him a manager. What is that? I don't get the idea of them trying. Adam Cole was going to be made a manager, wasn't he? If he'd stuck around.
Yeah, but they weren't going to call him Cole because they thought it would confuse people with Michael Cole.
First of all, no,
that's not right. Did he admit that?
We know the real reason.
Do we?
Yeah, they changed everyone's name.
They changed everyone's name. Okay.
Yeah, like because I mean, if you
Ciampa,
if you hit on the main roster, they don't want you to go somewhere else with that name.
Yeah. I think there's someone in your house.
It's a really weird, like brain buster almost.
No, but some names they've kept, right? Like Ciampa, they've kept. I'm trying to think who else.
Didn't Ciampa get beat in 2 minutes this past week?
I don't know how much.
Did he lose to your boy?
Who?
Chad Gable.
You know what?
I don't
know. Really sad because
apparently Chad Gable won his first singles match in 2 years this week, JJ, on television. So congratulations.
Congratulations, Chad Gable. Like, I know that you love him, and I feel like he and Otis were on such a good run, and they had a really good thing going on Raw with Randy and Riddle, and even like with the Street Profits, and it's just like, dissolved. Gone. It's over.
Sad.
Back to the mid card.
buddy.
Just as Hulk walks onto screen, you shout back to the
Wow, look at those fucking pythons, guys.
Well,
Which
you know, Hulkster.
Let me say
The fact
something.
of the matter is, brother, it's 2002 and the game's changed. So you can say your prayers and take your vitamins. And
You're a fool.
cerebral assassin. I am fucking the boss's daughter, and I will be here for a long time.
He's about to marry the boss's daughter, actually.
I mean, both can be true at the same time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chad's got over with Jack at least.
This is really weird because I think around this time, Triple H's show, Hulk Hogan beats him in 2 weeks in Backlash, which is just bizarre how things worked out. And then I'm trying to get Hulk Hogan then loses to The Undertaker. Undertaker loses to The Rock. I know that The Rock loses. Again, I wasn't watching, but watched bits and pieces. I know Brock Lesnar beats The Rock for the title at SummerSlam, like a passing of the torch. So I think something's happened in between. Listen, sure, you still watching here, right?
I don't remember.
20 years ago.
What?
20
You still
years
watching
ago.
here, right?
I was busy. I wasn't watching at this time.
You were 12.
No, I was like in and out at this time because like I was already, remember I told you like during the invasion, like I was so over it.
Glorious.
The
Championship
million
belt, by the way.
belts.
It's a beautiful belt.
I just hate the new title belts. Why does it have, I know branding but it just looks so tacky.
Please hold. I don't hate any belt more than the Intercontinental belt. It is
Desecrated.
hideous. It was such a beautiful belt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I mean, Shinsuke Nakamura brought a new one back, right? And it just
No,
is like a generic type.
No,
Just
he didn't. He debuted the ugly one.
okay.
I think it was Cody that brought back the square one, if I'm not
Cody
mistaken.
brought back in 2014 the white strap, white leather.
Yes,
right? Old school.
exactly. Yes, the
So
one
is
that
that
we
why
want
you
to
think
see.
if Cody beats Roman, he would bring back the winged eagle or the classic eagle?
Oh my god, I would love to see
'Cause
that.
that's what the dream would want. Doing it for my dad.
I think we can all agree the best title belt ever was the John Cena spinner belt. I was a big fan.
No one
Beautiful.
agrees with you. Not even John Cena.
I'm disappointed you'd even go looking for that bite, John. You're better than that.
That belt was dreadful.
These two have
I
been
loved
talking
it.
for 4 minutes now.
I just checked out.
I think everyone did. Too busy talking about belts.
I'm just really milking that airtime. It's Kurt coming out to wrestle again, but there's been a lot of Kurt Angle on this show.
Speaking of milk,
Yeah, this is his show.
here it is. The best music in wrestling.
We're at 1:07:19, 60 minutes left entering the main event, which is Kurt Angle versus Triple H. Kurt Angle versus Triple H on just a random SmackDown in April.
I know, but and Edge versus Jericho, right? Some unreal matches.
And
So this is
around
what
this
used
time,
to happen.
so again, I was really confused because 99 and then 2000, big fan. And I loved the Triple H, Stephanie, Kurt Angle,
Oh, that
love
was great.
triangle.
That was brilliant.
It was so well done. And then SummerSlam happened. Kurt walks out with her. And then it was just dropped.
Mm.
And I remember just thinking, what?
What?
This has been built for like 4 months. And, the mixed tag match and the bit where you had Triple H teaching Trish holds and sees him bent over and Steph goes mad. What the hell's going on? And then it
You
just
thought it was
nothing.
gonna end
Because apparently Triple H
differently, huh?
thought, no, look at him. Why would any woman choose him over me? Well, guys, when you look this good and you are that damn good.
Oh yeah, I am that damn good.
I love this music as well, by the way. It just feels like a big fight when Triple H comes out to this music. the darkness, the water spray. Peak Triple H.
Best one is, I mean, I posted it in the week, the My Time one, Our Time with Triple H in China. That hits right in the feels.
Yeah.
Love that. Love it. Love it.
Them two were so
good.
good together and just gone.
Oh, I didn't
How many
realize
times
that
did
this
you
theme was
drink
this
water
old.
from a water bottle and then spray it everywhere a la Triple H?
Would do that so often
So often.
as a kid.
First
As
of all,
well. Can you imagine that in the COVID era? Just
I was gonna say we are living in a time where people don't even blow out their own birthday candles. Never mind this.
I don't know what birthday parties you're going to, but 2-year-olds do.
I say should, honestly. We need to, you know what? You do, listen, you need a little bit of good bacteria. Come on, guys. You gotta have the immune system working.
They spend all of their day in nursery, like they get all of the germs.
Yeah. You need some too when they get home, Dad.
Oh, I get them. Don't worry about that.
Jack is gonna be getting the colds of the century come, when is it, next month?
Jack's just read a report that says Dave Meltzer has done a wrestling observer, and he said it's possible that Tony Khan gets a group of investors together and buys WWE. That can't be right.
Oh my God.
I went out and I bought my competition. Well, that went full circle, Vince.
I mean, that would be incredible. But also, I wouldn't like to see it because I don't want to see Tony Khan owning the whole wrestling industry, right?
Yeah, isn't that called a monopoly?
That's exactly what we are running from right now.
Yeah. That's the point of AEW as an alternative. It's not an alternative if it's the only thing in town.
I mean, they're about to be.
Just think about this. I mean, just this year, though, right? We're in June. We're in the middle of June.
Are we?
Stone Cold Steve Austin's had his first match for 20 years. Cody, who was the face of AEW, has left. Shane's been fired. Stephanie, who's been Vince's right-hand girl, is gone.
She stepped away.
Jeff Hardy walked out of WWE. He's then gone from AEW. MJF does a shoot promo and calls the owner a fucking mark on live TV.
Because he is.
Sasha walked out.
This fucking Mark. And now Vince, Sasha Banks, who's one of the faces of the company, she's gone. And now Roman might be going to Hollywood, and suddenly there's a big scandal at Titan Towers, and Vince and the board could be gone.
We're in dark times.
This is just, there's a lot going on.
What did Dusty say? Dark times.
That's bad times, Daddy. And then you mentioned that Cody's now out for 9 months, having he's done his big return. I think they'd have put Cody winning. I don't think maybe winning the WWE title. I think they would have penciled him in beating Roman at WrestleMania with a steady build throughout. I think they're going to make Cody the guy.
Cody just wins the Rumble, right? I mean,
Cody comes back and wins the Rumble.
Something like that. It has to be, because they're not going to bring him back just to.
Okay.
First of all, they have no star. Huh?
Oh.
What's happening? Oh, also, did you see that Kurt Angle just got like two new knees? Oh,
we talk about Kurt Angle's thong, please.
That's nasty. Kurt Angle just got 2 new knees, guys. You should see him back in the ring in 6 months.
Can we just shout out to Kurt for making himself look this stupid?
He didn't care.
Yeah.
Like, you're over when you could do this, and people still don't care. Yeah, shout out Kurt Angle getting 2 new knees.
He'll be back in the ring.
You think?
But he could or not. 2 new knees, better than the Undertaker. So my cousins and I were talking about this earlier. Hi guys. What do you think? Do you think like any of the legends or any type of diversion tactics are going to happen over the next few weeks to like just get everybody's mind off this? We're going to sing Kumbaya. We're going to have a good time. The Undertaker's coming back. The Rock's coming back. Who?
Cena's confirmed, right?
Cena's confirmed,
Raw at the end of this month. So
yeah,
that will
timing
be.
Is everything.
Cena will come out looking like a cereal box and try and be
It'd
happy, smiley.
It'd be good if he had some matches leading up to SummerSlam or had a match at SummerSlam.
Can we just pause? This guy said Cena is going to come out looking like a cereal box.
I get why. And again, this is why Vince has been the most successful wrestler of all time, because he makes the most money, because he knows how to commercialize his product. I'm too old for it, but I get it.
That was a Rock line, no? Like, called him a cereal box and then started the Fruity Pebbles chant.
Yeah, exactly.
I know you mentioned, I do remember seeing that. It's the bright colors, it's a neon. I imagine if you're like a 4-year-old child, you'd find it hilarious, but I just find it disgusting. I think Stone Cold comes back. Again, Vince has a few, like, in case of emergency break, right? Smash glass.
Yeah.
Stone Cold will come back and get a huge pop wherever he goes. I think he'll pull in a favor. You probably need to know this, Lissy. You have a look at the dates where they're going to be running Raws and Smackdowns. If they're in, like, Miami, right, The Rock can come back.
Yeah.
I don't think The Rock's coming back this year anytime soon.
No, just like a one-off appearance as a surprise.
I think a surprise would do them some good right now, right? Like, if they're in Texas, The Undertaker can pull up, that sort of thing.
But they wouldn't even leave it as a surprise. They would announce it beforehand to get that rating as well.
No, it's a new tactic now. Ratings aren't as important as the buzz on social and the YouTube clips afterwards.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
They do massive numbers. Like, it's unbelievable. If you look at
it's the shock value.
Brandon Thurston who collates, like, the views that they do afterwards. And you got to get there you go. Laredo, Texas, in a week on.
Perfect.
On Monday.
Well, because you know what it is? It's like, okay.
Well, that's when Cena's back, no? Sorry.
And then July the 11th, they're in San Antonio. So the Heartbreak Kid.
Can do his thing.
He's coming back just like a chandelier.
Chandelier.
They have to bring Shawn back in San Antonio, right? That was where they did the big dome show at Royal Rumble 97.
Yeah, I can see that happening over the next few weeks. You know, the nostalgia always calms everybody's nerves and always makes us all feel warm and fuzzy inside.
Did we ever watch Royal Rumble 97 together?
Did we?
97.
I think we did. This is the Stone Cold with the...
I don't think we did.
We did.
I don't think we did.
Or is that the one that we watched that we never published?
Shout out to Joseph, wonderful editor for...
Joseph.
Keeping
I
on
think
track
it
of
was
things.
one that we never published because I do recall watching it, and that was when Stone Cold was like, he was just mowing through people, and then Brett came.
No, that is Royal Rumble 97. I mean, you made us watch Royal Rumble 95, which was...
I know, but I thought we watched
an abortion of a show.
Will you stop?
I don't remember doing 97.
You do?
I don't remember us doing.
I don't think we did it.
Oh, maybe I watched it myself. Sorry.
This is the first, but needs the first, yeah.
I made us watch the CM Punk one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good show. That was a good show.
Great show.
I had no idea Edge was winning. That was fun.
Good times.
Triple H is putting on a hell of a match here.
Tim
White is still refereeing as well this time. What a guy.
What a guy. Andre's man.
Oh. Big time. Oh, that's, you know what? That spine buster is a disgrace. And Anderson is in the company. He should. Oh!
Jericho. See you later, Jericho.
Oh. Jericho with the the hair clip at the back.
Very great time. Bulldog.
Oh, that was a great bulldog.
Lion, so very good. Lovely spot.
The fact that he's still doing these moves 20 years later is miraculous.
I just think it's amazing how he comes up with ways to reinvent himself every time. Like this new wizard sports entertainer. Like,
okay. I'm glad you said it because that is the worst nickname ever.
But it's supposed to be.
Oh, Jericho elbows Jimmy White.
They're taking the piss out of WWE.
Dear God, the wizard. Come on.
It's better than the influencer.
Because I'm a wizard.
That was bad.
I get he's supposed to be stupid. He's a heel. If he's a babyface,
he's not.
Gets away with it because he's a heel.
He has the Jericho Society.
Yeah, but they're calling the Jericho Appreciation Society another shocking name. They're calling the AEW fans the AEW Galaxy as a rib on the universe.
Of course, yeah.
2.0 are saying appreciate us having ribs that Roman Reigns acknowledge me.
Yeah.
You know, Hulk saw
also,
Jericho.
It's a little annoying that like everything has to like mirror something in WWE. Just like be original. Just keep your content fresh. Just do what you just do what you do, and the fans are gonna love you if they want to. Like you guys know I always hate the comparisons. It's annoying to me. That's just my personal opinion.
I find like the sort of subtle jabs entertaining, but that's kind of as far as it goes. I do agree, like, you want to have original, good quality content that doesn't rely on another company.
Yeah.
Which I think they do have, like, the rest of the show where Jericho's not there, but they're doing like a kind of ironic shot at WWE, right? Which is fun.
Yeah. They're sports entertainers.
Yeah.
Which, is what WWE coined.
Yeah.
His belt was okay.
So the game beats Kurt and then calls out Hogan.
Gotta stand tall at the end of the show, brother.
It's better than a 20-minute promo opening the show, isn't it?
Very much so.
Yeah.
But he doesn't last long on SmackDown, does he? He moves to Raw.
So I know that he's not popular with everyone. I don't care. A 48-year-old Hulk Hogan looks better than a 51-year-old Chris Jericho today.
Oh, well, of course, yeah.
Dear God.
But Hulk.
What?
He's 48. He still can't work here. Look at Jericho's. If you think Jericho's 51, right? So 3 years ago, we had his run as Le Champion, which was fantastic.
Hulk looks better than he did then.
Just saying purely in terms
I don't think so.
Physique?
Yeah, physique is obviously better.
Yeah, but that's because he's a body guy.
Like, yeah. So it's not when Lissy's not saying, oh, he was better in ring. Just saying, like, body-wise. Yeah,
because Hulk is a...
This is not a body-shaming conversation. I'm just saying that's all.
What do you say he looks better as? What do you say he looks better?
It's not body-shaming the way that you body-shame Adam Cole.
I've not even mentioned anything to do.
Yeah, you definitely.
And I've seen a lot of... So anyway, I've seen a lot of memes of him standing next to Chris Stanton from yesterday. And I have not posted one on Mainly Wrestling. I wanted to.
I'm happy you didn't.
So I can't wait for Chris to whip this chick's ass. Oh, big leg drop. Is he going to stand tall with the belt?
It must be so funny now, like a kid watching this and seeing a finisher is a leg drop.
Leg drop. I know.
Like, it's a transition move.
Look at the sign in the crowd. This game sucks. It's moving to get it on camera as well.
I mean, even like Randy Savage's elbow, like it was his elbow, but an elbow today, that would never be a finisher. Like it's not emphatic enough.
An elbow drop from the top rope. Yeah.
A finisher today?
No, probably not, but still.
No. Like a warm up to the finisher. Like Sean always had the elbow as part of his repertoire.
Sean did a great elbow drop, in fairness to him.
Huh?
Sean did a great elbow drop.
Yeah, like that was part of like his repertoire, but like that wasn't his finisher. You know how it is. People just get like so used to seeing stuff that like you need the next tier, the next level, and a leg drop would never do it today.
Yeah.
The overexposure.
Yeah. So.
And the Vanilla Midget stand tall, and then SmackDown with the 6'5" python laden. Hunter and
you
Terry.
You can't help yourself, huh?
We both know what they thought. We both know that looked at Jericho and went, get hold of that guy. Come back when you're 6 foot, kid. Anyway, that was the 11th of April, 2002 episode of SmackDown. What did you think, John?
I actually thought that was probably more enjoyable than some of the 1999 stuff that we've watched because it's a more well-rounded show, right?
Yes.
In the 1999 stuff, you're just like, oh, Austin's on, now it's going to be fun. The rest of it's like kind of a bit of a mess, whatever. Like, this was just had some really good matches, like we already highlighted. Not just the huge stars, but also like the lower card stuff, seeing like the likes of Hurricane, Tajiri, those kind of guys who can obviously still work. And it just feels like everyone's over, right? It doesn't just feel like there's just the huge stars at the top. Even the smaller guys doing good stuff and have something that the crowd can cling on to. And then obviously, like, Vince is always good value when he's on camera, whatever he's doing. So yeah, it was a really good show.
Lissy, you and I, so we're both out the loop at the time. Should we go back and watch more 2002 Raw, SmackDown? Do you have a preference?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when we think of, like, I brought this up earlier in the show, I like to bring things full circle. But we're looking like B show to B show, right? Like SmackDown versus Thunder. Are you kidding me? We've seen some painful episodes of Thunder on our watch-alongs. So I would love to go back and see more of SmackDown, especially from this time, because one thing I do think that the brand split brought to the company was that exclusivity, right? Where these guys, they had a super bloated roster when they absorbed WCW, and they kind of like chipped away at stuff. 1 million belts. We're doing away with the 1 million belts. There's going to be, the champion, whatever. That's great. So and it's still pretty much still standing today, for better or worse, in a similar model, right? People flex back and forth between the shows, but you have Raw superstars and SmackDown superstars. So I think this is like 20 years later, it kind of like set that groundwork. And I think it would be nice to go back and visit, where we started after the invasion, because I was tired of the invasion, but I started to watch again around like 2003.
Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, I watched a bit. I always like Benoit. I know we can't really talk about him anymore, but I love Benoit as a wrestler during like the 90s. So when I found out he'd become champion, I started watching 2004 again. Yeah. Checked out when Randy beat him and then had a weird thing with Evolution. But yeah, I think it's probably a slept upon time. Raw at this stage was still a bit weird because you've got Austin, Undertaker. I think there was a Rock on Raw still. The Rock's off filming a movie, isn't it? But you've got.
I think he was away at this time, wasn't he? Doing some. What movie was it? The Tooth Fairy, something.
Not sure about that, but you've definitely got Austin, Taker, Flair, and a few of the guys coming through. But we can go and watch them. I think if you compare this to like '99, it's just so much wild shit going on, and just. A bit like Dynamite now, when it has bad days where, oh my God, this happened, wow, okay, and then straight away, look at this is just equal as, I'm like, okay, just slow it down, just breathe, and that was like very well paced. So yeah, excellent. Maybe we should go back and search for more McMahon.
You know who we have to thank for this viewing today?
Who do we have to thank, Lissy?
Vince's paralegal.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Such good shit, pal. Do you want to have the last word on that, Lissy?
No.
You've not really commented on the situation yet. Me and JJ have buried it.
I don't. It's not about burying him. I'm just like, I'm not surprised, guys. Nothing.
You're a female who's worked in a male-dominated environment, and you've seen it before.
Yes, that's why I'm not surprised.
Disappointed, but not surprised.
Not at all.
Not surprised. And on that note, we'll be back for episode 7 this time next week, where we'll try to look more at something a little bit better. SmackDown, maybe Raw. He's been John Jacobs. She's been Prince George. I've been Jack Milner. And for that, ta-ra.